The Falcons got caught tampering with Kirk Cousins. Man, let's go. Oh my God.
Block. Who do you block?
Brandon Powell. You have Brandon Powell pushing Nick Mullins to get a first down. What? Why?
The Mad Pick ran out for us.
When we needed this guy over and over again, he would not be denied. On Monday Night Football.
Go Vikings.
Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vikes Vibes. Man, like I said, the Atlanta Falcons are going to be investigated by the league for tampering with Kirk Cousins. I kind of seen this coming, and yeah, it's no surprise to me. So I'm glad that they're going to get investigated, and yeah. So I found an article that was written by Mike Florio for NBC, and I'll kind of go through part of it. He states that there's 4 separate issues for the league to explore, depending on how thorough it is. So first off, he says, did team officials communicate with Cousins or his agent before the start of the 52-hour negotiating window? That's the most common type of tampering, and it usually triggers a little more than, just a slap on the wrist from the league. It starts typically at the combine, which that's kind of where we kind of thought it all started. And then secondly, did Cousins or his agent provide medical information to the Falcons before the start of that 52-hour negotiating window? So, given the unique combination of serious injury, massive contract, and speed with which it was negotiated, which was about 2.5 hours on Monday, that they legally had to negotiate. So he said, common sense suggests that the Falcons knew something before embarking on active negotiations with Kirk's agent. Thirdly, did Kyle Pitts, the tight end for Atlanta Falcons, or other players recruit Cousins with the knowledge of or at the direction of the team? Ordinarily, the tampering rules don't apply to players. That changes when players act as messengers for the organization. That's interesting. So maybe Arthur Blank or someone from the Atlanta Falcons kind of told the players, hey, go reach out to Kirk. And I will play parts of Kirk's press conference from Atlanta. This is not part of what I'm going to play, but I did hear him specifically say that Kyle Pitts texted him from an unknown number and basically was recruiting him. So there's that. Pitts, who strongly denied rumors linking Cousins to Atlanta last week, was actively recruiting Cousins, and then and previously, Cousins said so himself, like I just said. The efforts by Pitts to conceal it suggest an awareness that the Falcons might have been doing something that breaks the rules. So either he thinks that the tampering rules apply to players reaching out to players, or he knew that it was against the rules and he's just trying to deny it. Well, your brand new quarterback just ratted you out. He said it right in his press conference that you texted him, so did try. And then fourth, and most importantly, did Kirk Cousins speak to or meet with Falcons officials before 4 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday? Cousins admitted in his press conference that he spoke with the team's head athletic trainer on Tuesday. He initially used the word meeting before stopping himself and changing it to calling. Cousins also mentioned talking to director of player personnel Ryan Pace. He didn't specifically say that the Pace conversation happened before 4 p.m., but Pace's phone records will provide a simple and easy answer to that. So there's 4 things to break down. As of right now, there's 4 things, apparently, according to Mike Florio, to break down in this tampering investigation with the Falcons. So, you know, he says, let's see here. Although the league has couched the review as standard, the Vikings were surprised, we're told, by Cousins' admission that he spoke with the Falcons' head athletic trainer on Tuesday. At this point, the question becomes whether the league will pursue the matter aggressively or not, basically. It won't be hard to get the truth, he says. Surveillance video will show when Cousins walked through the door. Phone records will show who he spoke to and when. Text messages and emails might be very revealing too, if, as it seems, the Falcons were reckless in their apparent tampering. On that front, there could be smoking gun communications between coaches and or executives and Kyle Pitts regarding the things to say to Cousins. So yes, it looks like the Falcons committed multiple violations of the tampering rules as to Cousins and perhaps Darnell Mooney as well. How determined will the NFL be in getting to the bottom of it? Yeah, that was basically it for the article. So I should have looked it up. I don't know how the tampering rule works, where if they do the investigation and they find out that, okay, yeah, they did this. Okay, well, what is the punishment? I guess I've heard you get a draft pick taken away. I've heard from people that player possibly can't play for that team. I don't know if that's true, but that's just something I've heard. Is there different levels to it and different penalties, I guess you want to say it. So I do want to find that out, what the penalty is and how it all works. Like if they lose a draft pick, say, I've heard that if they, since Kirk Cousins is a starting quarterback, they could lose a first rounder. So, for example, if they lose their 8th overall pick this year, and Kirk Cousins was on our team, do we get that 8th overall pick, or I mean, how does it work? I don't know. Is very, very interesting. So now I'm gonna play parts of Kirk Cousins' press conference. So here's one part.
Months or 4, and can't wait to start attacking that. And I really believe, as I looked around at opportunities for me in free agency, that when a coach told me this when I was a young player in the league, coach I have a lot of respect for, he said, when the owner, general manager, head coach, and quarterback are on the same page, that's when you really have a chance to go win a Super Bowl. And as I looked at the Atlanta Falcons, I believe strongly that the owner, head coach, general manager, and quarterback can all be on the same page, and that's exciting for me. And so that's why I'm thrilled to be here. And with that, I'll open it up for any questions you have.
See, now that is that like a shot to us? Like, was our GM, head coach, and quarterback not on the same page? Like, what are you getting at, Kirk? So like that's the first thing. First of all, I feel like that might be a shot towards us. Secondly, like, how can you say that when Raheem Morris hasn't coached a single game in the NFL as a head coach yet? Like, how can you say that to a head coach that is going into his first year and hasn't even he's barely stepped in the door? I get that, he was a DB coach back in Washington when Kirk was there when he was a rookie, but I mean, just because you know someone from past, like, and going from a DB coach to a head coach, like, you can't tell me that he already knows that they're on the same page. He literally just walked in the door. And how can he say that? Even with the tampering and him talking to them before he's supposed to, even with all that, like, how can you say that? I don't know. It's just it's crazy. There's so many different layers that are continuing to keep coming out about this whole Kirk Cousins debacle, and it just I don't know. Let me find the next clip here. Of course, there's going to be an ad. Of course, it's one with the two ads. All right, here we go.
Closing, and that kind of helps inform you to make a decision.
What's the timeline? You can give us an idea of when that decision was made. I mean, how
Yeah.
When did you know you were leaving Minnesota, and when did you know you were going to Atlanta, if those are two different?
Yeah, I think my agent called. I was getting out of a bodywork appointment. My agent called and said, basically that I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed. He was ready to put it on social media. And he's just one last check-in with me. And I said, no, I've been passive through this process to this point. I'm going to be passive here. I trust you, Mike. We've worked together for over a decade. If you're ready, I'm ready. And at that point, he put it out on social media, and my phone suddenly had 200 text messages. So, and then we hit the road shortly thereafter and road trip from Michigan down here. And, that was a time for me to make a lot of phone calls, both saying goodbye and then also introducing myself to a lot of people here in Atlanta.
So that morning, in your mind, it could have gone. When you woke up that morning, could have been either outcome for you.
I think so, and I think that's what the league is. I mean, I've learned NFL stands for not for long, and you don't really take anything for granted. You get to work every day, and you're always aware that nothing's promised, nothing's guaranteed, and so I don't tend to get too far ahead.
See, now, okay, that part, yeah, I've heard that the not for long and nothing's promised, but yeah, I mean that goes both ways there, Kirk. Like you didn't keep. I mean, I guess it wasn't a promise, but like you. I don't know. It just something that gets me is, Kirk has always said that, oh yeah, I want to retire a Viking. That is the goal. And now he just gets to Atlanta and he's saying, yeah, I want to be here. I'm excited to be here, blah blah blah. I want to retire a Falcon. That's the goal. That's the same crap you told us. And look at how it went. You're not here no more. You're only saying that because that's the team you're on. And that's the team that gave you more money. Just like I've said in the past. All he wants is a payday. It's all just smoke. That's all he's putting out is just smoke. As long as you're giving me that money, I'll say whatever you want me to say. And now I'm gonna find the last clip that I'm gonna share. All right, here we go.
Highly of them. I mean, the evidence was just mounting to show that this is some serious alignment here,
You were famous for your swag and the chains, and
or lack thereof, maybe.
but you feel like that'll fit in with the city. Will we continue to see that side of you?
Let's hope. You got to win. Chains aren't very funny when you're losing. So you got to win football games. But if you win football games, I expect the city to see the fullness of my personality, the full force of my personality when we win. And I think our team and my history, the teams I played on, will feed off that. It will be great energy. But you got to win to do that. You don't just force that without earning it on the field.
Going off that, Quavo actually took to Twitter to say there's plenty of chains here. Kirk Frost. What do you feel? Do you like that nickname?
I love the nickname. It's coming from Quavo. Great. I love it. I'll roll with whatever the locker room wants. So I'm going to lean into it and have fun. And we got to win football games. And I think the rest will be gravy.
Kurt Kelly.
Gravy. Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's when I saw yesterday when I saw him and his sons were in the picture too, but they gave him a chain right away when he signed his contract. It said "Dirty Birds," and man, I just feel like that was the thing with the Vikings. That came from Christian Darrisaw and Justin Jefferson. That leave that here. Like it's not cool anymore. That was a Vikings thing. Leave it here. You're the one that left. Leave it here. I might just sound like I'm butthurt, but it's just I don't know. Now I after finding that different angle to look at this Kirk thing, yeah, and I said I wish the best for him. I do in a way, but then again I don't want him to succeed. I want the Falcons to get what's coming to them for tampering. And I just feel like now the Falcons have become one of our enemies. And there's also rumors out there that they might even go take a quarterback in the draft too, and it might be JJ McCarthy, and that's who the Vikings have been linked to a lot is who the Vikings are going to take. So I just feel like that would be kind of, I don't know, kind of dumb. Like just kind of doing that to piss us off. Like, okay, that's retarded. So when they come here this season, I hope that we just get after Kirk and sack him a bunch of times. I can't wait. So man, that's all I got. I just wanted to cover the tampering thing and play some tidbits of Kirk's press conference. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.